So one of the most common questions I'm asked when it comes to Amazon FBA is, Parker, first off, this business model sounds amazing, but what should I sell, right? Like, I'm super interested in selling XYZ. I get a lot of people who are into cars, into sports, or even like working out, things like that. And they all come to me and they're like, I want to sell these things. And my answer is always the same to them. You should not be necessarily selling your passion on Amazon. If you want to go and sell something that you're passionate about, I recommend looking into like Shopify or something like that. Because Amazon FBA, this business model is much better to go and find niche products that have low competition and high search volume. Rather, a lot of that, like sports and outdoors, nutrition, car stuff, a lot of that is much, much, much more saturated. And it's going to be a lot more difficult for you to be able to generate sales in that category on Amazon. So that's not always the case, not always, right? Sometimes you might get lucky in your passion. You might, you might have a passion in one field and you might be wanting to sell a product in that field, and it actually might turn out to be a pretty good niche, low competition, high search volume product. But I rarely honestly ever, seen that be the case in selling on Amazon. Again, to recap that, if you are interested in only selling your passion, then I would recommend looking into creating your own website through Shopify and running external ads through Facebook and Instagram and Google and YouTube and do things like that. But what I wanted to do is explain the Amazon FBA side of things and what products you should be selling there. I know that I just said that you should be selling niche products on Amazon, but what does that even mean? I want to go ahead and jump into my computer now and show you exactly what that means to be able to sell niche products. So the first thing that I want to show you guys really quick is just the software that I use. I use Viral Launch. There's a bunch of different softwares out there like Helium 10 and Jungle Scout that you can use as well. I really like this one. All of my students use this one. Honestly, they're all great. So you can't really go wrong. But in here, what I've done, and actually after this video, I'm going to attach this document that has over 100 different products that I've analyzed that have some pretty solid potential to actually start, being able to be sold on Amazon. But what I've done in order to get to that is I've gone in here, I've selected every single category. I've put in an average monthly revenue of $8,000 to $40,000 with an average review count of 15 to 300 and at least a 1,000 search volume per month. And then the average price of the products that are in this list are anywhere between 50 to 150. You can go lower when you do your own searches, but I actually like selling a little bit higher priced products because I feel like when I run ads and stuff on Amazon, it doesn't kill my margins as much. So like this has, once I actually generated all the products here, there were, holy cow, like 40, 50, maybe, I don't even know how many pages there were. I think I only got up to 50. So there, 50 pages that I went through, and I created this list. And you'll kind of go through this list and you'll be like, oh my gosh, like that's kind of a weird product, or like, what the heck? I would have never have thought that product sells well on Amazon. And that's kind of the thought process that like you have to go through when you're actually wanting to sell on Amazon, especially Amazon FBA. Because literally all we're doing in this business model is we are copying, it's called private label. We're copying existing products on Amazon, and then we're creating a better version of that product as we source it in bulk, slap our own private label logo on top of that product, and we're pushing it to Amazon and selling it there. So a lot of these products are not going to be your passion, right? I've sold storage organizers, I've sold anti-storing chid straps, I've sold pool toys, just a random, like tons of random crap. But the reality is a lot of these things had super solid search volume, which meant, you know, they had high demand. If people are searching for this product a lot throughout the month, obviously it's in demand. And these products had low average reviews, which would mean that there's not a lot of competition in those fields or those keywords, those product pages. And then, of course, the average monthly revenue. On average, you take all the products on page one, that is what the average revenue is per month on that page. So if let's say it like this. If you were to get to page one for this specific keyword, that is approximately how much you would make per revenue. Obviously, I don't want to get too complicated with you, but there are other keywords that are also generating sales. So you can't 100% rely that if I rank on page one for wine cart, I will make $16,000 per month. Not necessarily, because there are other places that product may be placed on Amazon for different keywords that are also generating sales. But like, you can come through this like a rain barrel, like a grounding blanket, boat dock bumpers, right? None of these things at the end of the day are going to be something that like you're necessarily overly passionate about. Like I said earlier, you might get lucky, but that's not a 100% guarantee. But what I wanted to do, right, because I get asked this so much, like I wanted to take time to actually create this document that I'll probably add to it later on, but I feel like 100, like it took a good amount of my time. 100 is a pretty good starting point for you to get an idea of what actually sells on Amazon. But again, a disclaimer, like I wouldn't suggest any of you just take one of these products right now and be like, okay, I'm going to go sell it. First off, you probably don't even know how to sell on Amazon. So, if you're interested in joining the private label accelerator program, which is the one that I'm a mentor and coach in, and founder of, go ahead and click on the link below this video, and you'll be able to get tons of information. I'll put my website, I'll put a bunch of other free stuff down there as well that you guys can toy around with. Really, I just want to like educate everyone on the endless possibilities there are. People think that Amazon's so saturated. It's really not if you know what you're doing. The reality is so many people fail because they just are trying to go through this like with a blindfold on, not knowing what they're doing. If you have a mentor, you have a blueprint, you have a coach, you have a plan, you have a good product, you know the process well, it's pretty much impossible to fail unless you're just like so lazy and you just don't care. But you wouldn't go through that process if you were. So I hope this helps you guys. Again, I'm going to attach this at the bottom of this, so make sure that you go ahead, you can download it. It's all yours. I could charge a lot of money for this, but I'm not going to. All that I ask is that you like, comment, and subscribe on the video. I really appreciate it as I look forward to produce more stuff for you guys. So with that, I'll see you guys in the next video to come here soon.